Salute Black Goals TV family. What's good with a happy Monday? Hopefully we starting off your week right. You know what I'm saying? We making it a little better if it was going, you know what I'm saying, not exactly the way you wanted to go. If it was going exactly how you hoped it was going, hopefully we adding to it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We end this thing, Zen. What's good with it? How you feeling?
What's the deal? My energies got up because I was in a good little conversation. We talked a little bit before, but anyway, man, I'm doing good, man. You feel me? I'm just trying to keep my head on the straight and narrow these days, man. As far as the rest of y'all, man, I know it's a lot of tough times out here. Nobody likes to speak about tough times. They always want to be in the moment and be in a good mood. But sometimes you gotta enjoy the process of just not being in a good mood, if that makes sense, man.
Yeah, you just got to kind of be able to understand there's all aspects when it comes to life. Depending on what your journey is, your experiences, what you're going through, what you have to deal with is going to hit you in a different way at a different time. But I'm going to tell you this right now, it's going to hit you. So hopefully you can handle it a little better than I do and just kind of learn every time, it does happen. But with that being said, I want to salute to everyone. Positivity. If y'all come up in here either now, later, in the middle, wherever it might be, go ahead, hit the like button below. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. If you're not part of the family, it's the best family you want to be part of because, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing but love in this joint.
Exactly.
Notification gang as always, so you know when we dropping the content. And you know what I'm saying? Just as always, come in here, speak your mind, be opinionated. We never have a problem with that. That's what we about. And hopefully there's nothing but positivity going your way. You work toward it. So with that being said, all the bullshit is out of the way. Respectfully being said. What's good with it, Zen? You know what I'm saying? It was Monday. Mondays usually are the hardest of the week for most people, depending on who you're talking to. Some people it's not. But how was your
Mhm.
Monday, man? And if you were to rate it 1 to 5, let us know, man. Talk to the people.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go back to Sunday as well
Hit it.
because it ties into, well, it doesn't really tie into today, but I just want to talk about Sunday. But yesterday, so a nigga had woke up and I saw a text message from one of the homies, and I just thought I should never get a text message like this, especially on no glorious Sunday. It
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Hey, was so and so cooking you?" I must have thought I was asleep. Flu. I'm like, what? I went back to sleep. I said, I don't know what I just looked at. Went back to sleep, woke back up. That text was still there. I said, I guess it is in the dream. Somebody really hitting my line with some BS.
This
I
nigga thought he
said,
was dreaming. So
bro, what? Like, was Kobe Bryant weak? Like, what is you talking about? Was I getting fried by this man? Right. So I ended up having to tap in with him. I called him. I said, bro, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, bro. He talking about he was frying you up. Go on his Instagram. It's on there. I'm like, what? Go on his Instagram, bro. He has some old ass clip, like from the first time I played with this team I was playing with. And it was a good move, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, I didn't know if you make one move and you make a shot that constitute as you frying somebody. You know what I mean? So I was just
why he
like,
coming at you like this?
that's what I don't understand, bro. I just didn't understand how another grown man hitting another grown man that grown man never said nothing about you, but yet you're telling him that you frying me. So I was just like, oh, okay. And it's crazy because we played them the week before and he didn't fry nothing. And I still had 20 plus points and we won by like 15 or 17 points. So I'm just thinking like, okay. So we played. So yesterday was playoffs. So we was playing them again. So I said, okay, I'm not sure what somebody would frying me. So I ended up giving that boy a 35 piece and I caught a lob in the game and dunked that joint. We got witnesses everywhere. So if anybody needs to get some referrals, we can go ahead and get them on the line and get it going.
I
35
know
on
that
his
boy
head.
hurt. That
Bro,
boy
he was
hurt
really
somewhere.
mad. He
That
was
nigga
really
icing
mad,
his ego, my nigga. He at home
bro.
right
But
now, icing
it
his
was
ego,
crazy
double
though.
packs.
I kept it real classy after the game. I went and shook my boy up. I said, "Good game, sir." You feel me? Went right back, right back to the to the bench, and got up on my day. But I just was like, "I'm gonna show you what frying is." You know what I'm saying? So you was think, "Oh, damn, you had a great Sunday then, right?" I'm telling you, it got worse from there. Just because I came home, I
Boy,
made me some food. The
I'm
food
like,
was
because
okay.
I'm like, that's a great start. Like, I'm like, that's a great start to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the way I'm thinking is like, with such a great start, really the way you look at it, I'm like, I could understand it going worse because I'm like, how can you kind of top that? You know what I'm saying? Everything would have to go absolutely smoothly and perfectly for your day to end up great. Go ahead.
Well, I had to go ahead and pay that damn ticket. So that kind of hurt my heart because that was some money I was not looking forward to losing. And then I got stood up.
Well, I thought you
Yes,
won
Black Goose.
the case on that joint.
That was one of them. I had two of them.
Okay, got you. You're right. You did tell me that.
Yeah, I got stood up, y'all. I'm not ashamed, y'all. I'll tell y'all the real. I got stood up. I was supposed to go out, and it's crazy because I ended up getting a couple shots. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna feel good, and then I got stood up, so that made it worse. So I'm like, you know what?
But wait,
I'm
but
still.
there's one there's a type of stood up where it's not that bad and it's normal. And most guys go through it. There's a bad stood up. So did you actually
I,
go to the
I didn't
spot
get to the. I didn't get to the
and it was
place yet,
agreed to? So
but I
did
would.
you just hit her and did she would like no respond type shit?
It
Or
was
did
like
she
it was
go
like
ahead?
during the day type shit. You feel me? But I'm like, I'm not trying to bug nobody line, and I already had my games or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, when I get done with my game, somebody, it
You
might
gonna
get
roll
hit
up
back.
there because you talked
Nobody
to her the
hit
day
back, and then like,
before.
yeah, and then she didn't
Yeah.
hit back, and then I was like, okay. So I started driving closer to the thing, and took a shower, and I was thinking like, well, we had this time, but I'm like, I'm not gonna pull up if I can't get a confirmation. I hit her, and then she hit me like an hour later, talking about, oh, I can't make it today. But I'm like, I already kind of knew once we kind of got closer to the time. I'm like, if somebody's
Did
not
you
hitting you
leave though?
back,
That's the main point. Did you leave?
no, 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 I didn't leave yet.
Okay, that's a normal stand up right there. And I always say this too. This would be my suggestion if you guys ever want to cut out the fluff when it comes to these hoes. All right. And if you want to know if they actually gonna show up, you just call them pose. You just call them right off the bat. Don't ever text them. If you're gonna meet up with a chick, it's the first time you're meeting up with them. Even if your entire conversating or conversation like beforehand was text message, you gotta call them. Call them or FaceTime. If they do not answer neither one of those, you got your answer right there. Go on with your life. But I'm like, that's
Very,
not a bad stuff. That's a usual stuff. It's bad when you roll up. They said, yeah, okay. You rolled up there and you just like, fuck, she ain't show up. That's a real
now
stand up.
that would be
But
bad, but
most niggas go through that though. That's just kind of it's reading the room a little bit wrong. Sometimes and that always happens because bitches will
but
say, what go ahead, my bad.
no, I'm just
Get me
saying
on a
like that.
tangent.
Like, but you kind of excited, you looking forward to, you like, yeah, like, you feel me, like you kind of had it on your mind, and it doesn't happen, you just kind of like, you know like, it's kind of just on, like, because I'm like, you try to be positive and be like, yeah, like, don't think like that, everything gonna go good and smooth, and then you just get
Yeah,
to
I feel
going
you.
being like, I knew it, man, I just knew it was too good to be true. So anyway, so I'm thinking like, all right, motherfucker gonna watch these shows then, right? I fucked up because I fucking watched Power first. When I tell you, bro, out of
Wait.
all the damn powers,
It
bro,
wasn't that bad. It was better than the last two.
no.
It was better
When I
than the
tell
last
you,
two.
bro, out of all the series, dude,
It was
out of
better than the last two.
all the damn series, bro, and you over here talking about the Tariq shit, bro. I never felt like this with the Tariq one. It kind of it started off slow. That's how 50's fashion is, but it got better every episode. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, next week gonna get a
Yeah.
little crazy. We're gonna get a little crazy. Like, bro, this got to be the weakest Power series I've ever watched,
It
bro.
is.
It
It
really
is. It's
shows me
easy to
that
say that.
Ghost was really making Tommy who Tommy was, bro. Without
He's
Ghost, there
not a
ain't
good
no
actor.
damn Tommy.
He's not a good actor. And they don't really got a storyline. Salute to Ebony and Sweet, by the way. Salute. Appreciate you hopping up in here, bro. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
appreciate you,
it
dog.
it, it
But
really
I'm
it
saying
really
though,
do
like,
show Tommy's
the
not a good
whole
actor.
time, like, he's like, yeah, man, me and my boy, we went out to Gary. We trying to, why'd you do that? I'm just like, Tommy, what is wrong with you? Then he go off on his on JP, his brother, like, no, what are you doing? Did you not know what you did? I'm just like, if he didn't say who you was and where you was, why are you even tripping? Like, bro, that whole episode, and then Freddie Gibbs all of a sudden, what y'all doing around here? Y'all can
Hey
get
yo,
clipped right now. Yo,
I
I'm
got
just
scared,
like,
bro, when he showed up, right? Because like the cut, I feel like they cut that scene weird, like how it was cut, because it had a scene going, and all of a sudden he just popped up, and Freddie was just like, "What y'all doing here?" I was just like, "What the? Where'd this nigga come from?"
yeah, bro.
That
I'm
shit
just
was
like,
weird.
and then he shot the headlight. Like, next time you don't listen, I'll shoot you, your disobedient ass. I'm just thinking, like, why are they trying to make him sound just so like he was not acting like
It's,
this before?
but it's because he don't got no backstory. He just randomly popped up. So I feel the same way when I see him. I'm like, all right, I don't think Freddie Gibbs is doing a bad job of acting. I just don't really understand what's going
His
on. Like,
character,
who is he?
yeah.
Does he have any clout? I got that mosquito, this bitch. Does he have any clout? Anything like that? Like, what? Like, why is niggas so scared of him? Why is he acting so crazy? Like, I don't understand what's going on. But I'm like, oh, he's not doing a bad job acting. It's just, how is he even in play of all this? Like, where did he come from? Like, he's not even in Chicago, right? Like, he's out of state. So it's confusing. I'm like, to me, the way I see it is, Y'all just wanted to give Freddie Gibbs a role. Y'all was like, if Freddie Gibbs wants to come
Something,
act
man.
this role for
That
you, I
man
want you in
50
the
must have
show.
had a little tab or something. Or he's like, bro,
That's
I
how I
on a
look at it.
feature. He's like, let me get you on this this show, my nigga. I get that feature. Yeah.
Because think about it. If you took him out, if you took all his scenes out,
nothing changes.
nothing changes in the story. So I'm like, they just must be cool or something.
And then Gerard, I'm tired of his acting. I think his acting is corny. Forget my brother. I gave him the thing. Just talking just so recklessly, like just
real quick. What I didn't like about that scene too is why did you do such the cliche? The brother or the person happens to walk in when the other person doesn't know, and he overhears the entire conversation, and now he's gonna act. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just mad clear. I was like, that's terrible, right? Like, come on, man.
Terrible, man. That's what I'm
like,
saying,
like,
bro.
That's how this nigga found out.
And
Not maybe from a snitch or
even Vic though, like his daddy coming in talking about it was the Serbs and Tommy Egan. He's like, what are you talking about? No, Tommy did it. No, it was Tommy Egan. I'm just thinking like, your daddy been playing you left this whole time, trying to get your joint away, threatening your joint.
Hey, why you sound like him though?
That's what he's like. It's Tommy Egan. It was Tommy Egan. He was just fucking sheeps. Everybody's gonna be on the ground.
Hey, I used to like the son. I don't like him no more.
It's just because like how naive he is, bro. It's just like, bro, he believed anything and everything somebody said to him. But I'm like, think about it. If Tommy wanted you dead, why wouldn't he just come and kill you in your apartment, bro?
And why is he the only one in the family who don't got an accent? I just realized that. I'm like, he don't got nothing. He just sounds like just a regular white boy from Jersey. While your dad sounds like
his daughter. And then his daughter.
At least I'll give the daughter, she does the little die stuff, or like she'll have that. I'll give her that. But I'm like, the son don't do none of it. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
The girl makes me mad too, because I'm just like, think about it. He's doing business with you. What is taking out his brother do for him because he was having sex with Gloria? I'm like, that doesn't even equate to killing Vic because Gloria got killed. So why would he kill something?
Vic knew that was happening. He went and told him, I know this is just temporary, but long term, she's mine. And I know, man.
Bro, that's why I'm saying this is the worst
show
ever. It's terrible, bro.
I'm gonna watch it to the end. And actually, you want to know? I'm not gonna go to detail, but actually, there is actually a show that might end up being a little bit worse, not worse than that, because I'm like that show is bad. Because it's like the acting all around is just terrible,
bro.
I don't think there's one to that. I was giving some niggas praise now.
Get in there. You gonna give me the money? I need it all.
Hey, don't do that to them. They try it. They getting paid out
bro,
here. They try.
He's terrible, bro. Even the cop that's even blackmailing him. Change your plan. I need 100K by the end of Friday.
Yeah, and if I don't get it, bro, his story doesn't make any sense because I know they're going a crooked cop route, but there's nothing behind me to believe why he's a crooked cop. It was like all of a sudden, and then he's working for one of the most powerful. It's not like he's a crooked cop just for the CVIs. He's a crooked cop for the Irish, them niggas too. I would think they would have enough clout to make sure ain't nobody fucks with him. You know what I'm saying? And then where all of a sudden did some random dude in the precinct find out that he is a crooked cop, and now he's like, I'm gonna bribe you for this amount of money, and I'm gonna put you out there if you end up doing anything otherwise. I could be like, nigga, I just paid you off of the same money I'm getting paid. If you put yourself out, if you put me out, you putting yourself out. That doesn't even make any sense,
bro.
Like, you ain't cleaning this.
And he's not even thinking. I'm just like, bro, that's what you should be saying, bro. You should have somebody record you, meet with you, something giving you the money, or you giving him the money, so you know it's all blood money around. Like, bro, I'm telling you, bro.
I wasn't that mad at the episode. I was like, all right, but now me thinking about it, I was like, that was terrible. That episode was better than the rest. It was just a little bit better than the last two.
The only one that's actually having good acting, bro, is Diamond, bro, because he's the only one that's making stuff realistic. Like, I'm not going back to jail for nobody. Like, no, I already did my end of the bargain. You on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like how and then when he's with the chick, like all that's like I can feel the realness. He don't have
much range though. He don't got much range. He's kind of just like there.
But think about it. He has no range because he has to act like he was institutionalized. You know, dudes come out of jail. They not gonna be hip to the streets. He don't even have a phone. I never seen that man use a phone the whole show.
And honestly, I think that's a mistake. I don't think that's purposely. I don't think they're doing that as like good writing. I think they just didn't incorporate a scene where the nigga had a phone.
He's the only one I've seen that be on the phone or nothing, bro. I'm like, he really like in the dark times.
Look, there's got to be at least one more person I'm thinking that had a good. But I don't. I want to stay too. You did what race your day? What was your day? Nick?
My bad. So today we went to the gym. It was pretty good. You feel me?
Yeah,
I
but
saw
wait, you
some
saying that's what made it worse is you saw power and that's what just made it go crazy?
in the other shit.
Oh yeah,
Still
that's
that.
right.
So it's like I went from like having probably a 4.7 day to like a 3.8, 3.7. Like really dropped off a whole star. Just
And that
like
was Sunday.
that was Sunday. And then today I would say it's like a 4.0. Like nothing wrong, nothing bad. Just you feel me? When you're in your head though, you feel me? You can't always have a 5, man. You really not feeling book
Hell
4.
no.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
It's the worst power
Hey,
ever.
my
Like
bad.
Tommy, you would think, okay, it's Tommy. I remember Tommy from Power. He was dope. It shows me that Ghost shouldn't have died. They should have killed Tommy off.
Bro, they should have killed Tommy and they should have did a separate series of just Ghost and his upbringing. You know how much more money they should have made on that? But you want to know why they didn't do that? I don't know if this is why. This is me allegedly. I always like to do this shit. But they couldn't keep paying for Ghost. This nigga's in the army of dead, nigga. There's about to be a second army of dead. Like, you can't keep paying for Ghost. You know what I'm saying?
He like Tommy ain't got no major roles, man.
That's
besides
all I'm saying.
What Ozark. He's in Ozark now.
And I don't even remember that man being in it. So, or maybe I just didn't get to the season. So
he was like has a minor role. He's like the son of a mob boss. So he really
there you go. I'm like this nigga Ghost. He finna be the main character in Army of Dead 2.
Nah, I like Raising Kanan the most. Raising Kanan is the coldest one out of all of them.
But I'm like he's finna be the main character in Army of Dead 2. That's how they set up Army of Dead 1 at the end. Because remember, he's the one who makes it out. He makes it out of the only one. He goes to the plane. Oh, spoiler alert! Nobody's seen Army of Dead. And have you seen it?
I don't think I have, bro.
All right, I'm not gonna do that to you. My bad. Watch it. It's not as good. It's not that good, to be honest with you. It's a Zack Snyder film, but it has potential. Yeah. It's a zombie movie. Zombies getting killed. Get lit. Make it during the weekend.
But it's crazy though, because the dude that played Ghost, he's been in big films. Like he's been in Tyler Perry films. Like he's been
other films.
Like,
but this is his biggest break is going to be he's going to be the lead role of Army of Dead 2. Like he's going to be the lead role. That's going to be there's nothing bigger than that. This is a franchise. I know it's a Netflix movie franchise, but it's going to be, So
Ebony Sweet, I'll just say this. The book 2 isn't that bad, only because I know it's only gonna get better from here. Like the first season, you could be like, it's kind of shaky. The second season, you can't deny that it was good. Second season was good because Rashad Tate killing that joint. Hey, Rashad Tate killing that joint.
No, look, if you want me to be 100 with you, because I did not expect this Tommy shit to be so bad, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna watch it because I was like, if I can sit here and bear this bullshit, because anyways, I like if I can sit here and bear this, I might as well give it a chance. And by the way, I agree with you, Ebony and Sweet. Army of Dead, yeah, it was just okay. I didn't think it was actually a disappointment when it came to Zack Snyder films, but I think Army of Dead 2 is gonna be fire. I think he's gonna go crazy with it because he already built up the story and all that shit, so he can probably, go wild with it. Anyways, whatever else we're gonna get into, I want to rate my day real quick. I'm not gonna make it too long-winded. I always say that and usually ends up being long-winded. But you said, wait, what did you say? A 3.8?
Oh, today? No, that was Sunday. Today I said 4.0.
4.0. Okay. Went to the gym. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Cool. You didn't really splice it out there.
I did like a bullshit workout. Like I hooped, but like I did a little bullshit workout. Like it was just like I did like all body weight. Like I just did push-ups, sit-ups. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't lift like weights, but tomorrow me and the homie gonna go lift so I can like push myself with that.
Yeah. No, I feel that as y'all saw, there was no daily check-in because I had nothing to check in. Today was a motherfucking day. It was a day. Like that's all you got. Like it was a day, man. This right here, this particular us doing this podcast is actually making us, better, which I did not expect. I thought it was going to end up just being trash for the most part. But I just dealt with so many things today, and a lot of it maybe wasn't me. It was me helping somebody out because I do help somebody out that be dealing with too much bullshit, and I ain't gonna put all that shit on there. But I got them. They cool, and so they cool now. So I'm happy about that. I didn't go in for work. Work from home. It was lovely.
Oh, okay.
Wish that I could do that more on a regular basis. It doesn't make any type of difference. But anyways, I'm not going to complain on that type of level. my teeth is feeling better. And it's not even my teeth, it's my one tooth. This is the only thing I got to think about is, do I want to just be like, oh, okay, my tooth is feeling better, so I'm good, or should I just go and just, you know what I'm saying, just get it, you know what I'm saying? Because am I just prolonging, you know what I'm saying? Prolonging what I'm gonna have to do at some point.
You are, because I remember that like about like a year ago when I was still in Memphis. Remember my tooth? I had to go get it done, and I told you like it was like killing me, whatever. I basically should have got a root canal then, but I waited a whole year and then bit me in the ass.
That's when it went crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna get it because of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and just get it there. So I'm not gonna prolong it. Thank you for that. But my teeth is feeling better, but it's still, that one tooth, I know it is dead, and I'm gonna have to get rid of that joint. So, but you know why though? You want to know the crazy part? It's like I take care of my teeth and everything. It's that one, like this one that's I joined it. And my mama always used to tell me when I was a kid, I was like, you want to go get that fixed? And I used to always tell her, like, nah, this is part of my personality. I ain't never gonna fix that. Just on some ego shit. Like, nigga, no. Now I should have got it fixed because over time, they was just like, because he kept asking me, was there any trauma? But now I be realizing, like, I be grinding my teeth when I be sleep, all types of shit. Then, probably like accidental shit when I was in like jiu-jitsu and sparring or even, hooping or whatever it may be. It made it just lodge into that area and fuck everything else up more. Where now it's at the point where it's like, nigga, it was in the bad spot to begin with, and you just made it in the worst spot. So that's literally what ended up happening to it. So, anyways, other than that, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really feeling my Monday for the most part, but now I'm not even gonna lie. Mondays end up being, it's solid. I'm appreciated. It's probably because, I did check it out, the boxing videos, and then this for sure. So I'll give it a 3.6. I'll give it a 3.6. 3.6 out of 5 was how my Monday is. Hopefully I have a better Monday tomorrow. So that's all I got. But anyways. So wait, let me ask you this though, Zen. You were supposed to have 2 playoff games yesterday, you said. You won both of them?
Yeah, I had 30 the first and 35 the second.
So is this towards the championship? You had a championship? What's the case with
that?
that?
So like when I were in the second round for both of them, it's not gonna be this Sunday because of Easter, but the following Sunday, and then whoever wins those 2 games play for the championship.
It's Easter this Sunday? What day does Easter fall on?
17th.
Why did I think it fell on like the 20th or something like that?
Because it just depends on the Sundays.
Hey, and was I tripping, bro? There was no From this past weekend. Was I tripping on that?
No what?
From nigga, the scary movie. It's
no, I was watching
R West. I haven't seen you up in here before. Salute to you hopping up in here. Hey, I love it. He's dropping topics up in here. He's like, nigga, I'm giving y'all something to talk about. But real quick, there was no From. Am I tripping?
No, there is. I started watching it already.
It dropped, not, bro. What you watching on? Because I watched it on a regular website and I didn't see it. It didn't show a new episode, nothing.
I refreshed it today at around 1:00 and it's there.
See, I hate when them sites be late like that. See, I would have been watching. Now I'm gonna have to wait all the way to the next weekend. And I guess I'm not really tripping on that, to be honest with you. It's not really a big deal.
Why would you have to wait? Why would you have to wait? Isn't it the season finale?
Yeah. But I'm like, I usually I'm not gonna watch it during the week. I like to let all my shows stack up so I can watch it on my off days. So I can just like binge watch everything. So it's therapeutic. But shit, if you want to talk about it a little bit, how you feel about the EJ fight coming up? EJ Ugas, you know what I'm saying? You excited for that? Do you think it's going to be as competitive as people think? Yeah, Earl Spence Jr. I'm like, I haven't necessarily. Well, yeah. Some people say EJ.
Man, that nigga name is Earl. But anyway, I think.
Are you talking shit because his name is Earl? Is that what you saying?
No, I'm not gonna call him no EJ. His name is Earl.
Hey, it could be a short name, but I see what you're saying. Go ahead.
But
salute lost one by the way.
Crazy.
OG in the building was good with it. You understand? OG in the game.
One of my homies think that Ugas can beat Spence, but I told him that Spence.
I don't think that's a crazy thing to say.
I didn't think it was crazy neither. I just told him that like Spence actually has good defense, and I'm like, he's a bigger fighter, so I'm like, it's not gonna be like a Pacquiao expedition how Ugas put on Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna have to go against height, length for length, and then like
Spence is definitely bigger than Ugas. Ugas, somebody was arguing with me. I said Ugas has one of the better jabs in the welterweight division, and someone was like, they got mad at me. They was like, no, he doesn't. His jab is terrible. Because I said Kell Brook, because I said Earl Spence is possibly going to be facing one of the better jabbers that he's ever faced. I said Kell Brook has a great jab, but I said it's not as precise as Ugas. And then someone got mad at me and said, "No, Kell Brook has a way better jab than Ugas." And I was like, I didn't say who has a better jab. I just said how they utilize it differently, and the way that Ugas could use it as a weapon that's going to be different than how Brook can. I'm not necessarily saying no, his jab is that much better, but I get it.
People be coming at you, boy, when you just be playing.
They be coming at me crazy. I'll be like, dang. I'll be like, especially
don't
when
even
they think I'm going at their fight. I had a nigga come at me about Boo Boo. He thought I was dissing Boo Boo. He was like, "You don't know what you're talking about. Boo Boo Andrade is this and that." I was like, he don't even know. Boo Boo's one of my favorite fighters, bro. Like he thinks I'm really like this. But yeah,
Ebony's biased.
From is fire, man. If you ain't seen From, watch that. Go ahead though.
I know he keeps saying watch The Wire. I want to start out to watch that drink again.
Last one said that he every time we talk about TV shows, he's like, "Man, you better watch The Wire, man." I always said Ugas fights weird, awkward style. Actually, what's interesting about Ugas is his trainers himself. If you watch a lot of his sparring footage, a lot of times his opponent gets the better of him. They actually say he's the type of guy, he doesn't necessarily perform well when it comes to sparring, but he's more like when it's time to go and he has to match, you know what I'm saying, the level or the ability of his opponent. That's when he really shows out. Ugas does have a weird fighting style, but he has a very Cuban fundamental fighting style. I had someone argue this. This is another thing someone argued. I said Ugas' fighting style is very Cuban and fundamentally sound. And someone said to me, like, no, he's not a Cuban style. He's a Mexican style, because a lot of people incorporate or equate Cuban style to always on their feet, throwing a jab, moving, Arizlanda Lara type style, right? But people forget about a Luis Ortiz Cuban style, where you're very patient, or Dortico's Cuban style. You're patient, high guard, you block the punches, and you return perfectly. You make sure you're extending all your punches, and that's what I was talking about. That's very different to a Mexican style. Mexican style is coming forward, heavy, both hands up, and you're letting go. You're working the body. You're working the over top. Cuban style is not like that. It's very fundamentally sound, and it always works behind the jab. And I still haven't. I'm sorry, I'm a little late when it comes to respond to the comments. I'm going to respond to that comment, and that's exactly what I'm going to tell them, because that isn't it. Ugas does not fight Mexican style. Smith is nice before the crash, but after the effects, always scared me. What do you think about that, Zen?
Who did he fight after the? Who did he?
Danny Garcia.
He worked Danny though.
He did. I will say this: when it comes to Earl, this may just be me. When I watch his interviews, he does talk a little different, and I don't think he talks because he's necessarily thinking slower. I think he had to get the surgery on his jaw, and he had to get basically new teeth, and I can hear it.
All new teeth?
I don't think it was all new teeth, but he had to get a good amount. R. West, he said Ugas has a decent jab with a nice overhand right. Yeah, I think Ugas has a really good jab. That's my opinion, though. I think
it's really good, but his overhand right, he's right. Like that is good.
Yeah, his overhand right is bread and butter. Andrade is nice to tell everyone. No, I agree, but people are it's interesting. I've never seen. Let me say this: before him fighting Zach Parker, I never really heard of Zach Parker. I've done a little bit of research on him, but there's a lot of people coming in his defense in the comments. They're like, Zach Parker's finna knock out Andrade. I don't know if people are trolling, but it seems real. They're like, you don't know. But people also cannot forget Andrade is fighting Zach Parker in his background, in his hometown. So in his backyard. So
that's
when
does a Boo Boo fight again?
You said what?
When does he fight again?
If I remember, I think January, February, March, April, May 14th. That sounds right. For some reason, that's the date that's in my head.
You're saying the fight is dangerous?
Zach Parker is going to be his first fight. It's going to be his first fight at super middleweight, 168. Zach Parker is undefeated. He's young. Boo Boo's 33. Zach Parker is 27, 28.
Don't do that.
Undefeated.
Don't do that.
I don't know who he is.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying. Some people are saying
you can't scout. You can't scout for Boo Boo. Boo Boo's one of those dudes that you think you got a scouting report on. He come to the game and do something way different that you scouted.
We haven't seen him at 168 though. We saw what happened to Billy Joe when he went up to 168. Now, granted, guys, I'm being a devil's advocate because I know the training methods of Billy Joe and Andrade is completely different.
Okay, I was about to say
Andrade takes care of his body. Goddammit.
Come on, man. That man probably drinks all juices and berries.
Nigga eats just greens all the time. Like, I'm not talking about the shit that we used to. You know what I'm saying? Not greens and the collard green thing.
Bro, Boo Boo, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Boo Boo is on the same level skill wise as Canelo. Now everybody's probably gonna be like, "What? What did he just say? He's stupid." But I'm saying, like, as far as going up in weight, like if Canelo can do it, Boo Boo can do it. So I'm not worried about no damn Zach Parker. I don't care what his name is. He ain't gonna have no smoke for Boo Boo, bro. It's like thinking you gonna scout for Kevin Durant and he gonna get you a triple double, but you was scouting to stop him from scoring 50. It's like, damn.
I agree. That's actually a great comparison. We were going to talk about comparisons of like boxers and basketball players. Kevin Durant and Demetrius Andrade Boo Boo would be a great comparison because he can just do it all. But the thing is, stylistically to the eye, if you're not necessarily a boxing head, he doesn't look stylistically pleasing. But if you are a boxing head, you understand, like, damn, what he's doing, you just have to respect. Real quick, I want to say R. West. I would say he's more Cuban, but he does move forward, come forward and counter. Yeah, absolutely.
Damn.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, go ahead. The chat jumping. Go ahead. Hit the chat.
EJ, Ebony and Sweet. EJ was probably talking slow before the crash. He was talking slow, but it was more because where he's from, the Texas, like, you know, slang, and you know, he was slow in it. But I'm telling you, just maybe it's just in my head. It might be in my head. To me, it seemed like he talked a little bit different. All right, R. West saying the same thing. He always talks slow like he was sleepy, but the new to do me. Okay, all right, he agreed with me a little bit because I'm like, that's how I felt too. I'm like he's talking slow still. I'm not saying there's any signs of brain damage. It just seems like he talks like, do you know, like when you have like a toothache or something like that, you just want to be careful. You don't really want to hurt your teeth or anything like that. That's how he talks to me. Like he's being careful. He doesn't really want to like move, like, you know what I'm saying, hurt something in his mouth. That's how it seemed to me. Last one said, I'm real scared for this AJ Usyk fight. I heard it was pushed back. Naturally, I want AJ to win, but Usyk is going to have a war on his shoulders. That's interesting to me. I haven't heard it's been pushed back. If it has, that'll be interesting because Eddie Hearn was talking a whole lot of shit to Usyk. Like, I need to hear something from you because we're not changing this June 14th date. This is when we're going to be fighting. We're fighting in June. So if they end up pushing it back after Usyk confirms he's coming back, I actually don't think that's for Usyk's favor. I actually think it's in Joshua's favor, if you want me to be 100. Because Eddie Hearn was adamant. So that tells me, in my head, that makes me think that there was a point in time where AJ thought this fight maybe wasn't going to happen, and he wasn't having the same amount of training camp people. I don't know, man. This is all speculation. You know what I'm saying? This is just me talking, but that's what it sounded like to me. How you feel, Zane? Do you think AJ Usyk too is going to be any different?
No. Unless AJ goes back to the big man game, no.
I don't think AJ ever will, though.
Then no.
I don't think they ever. R. West is not an Andrade fan.
I get it though. I know why though. It's his voice and how he carries himself. Like Boo Boo is a very unique type of guy. Yeah, it's Boo Boo. Boo Boo on Josh. Like
the announcer would be like, "Hey, Boo Boo, who do you want to fight next? Like, who do you want to see yourself in the ring with?" Like, you know, it's me, it's Boo Boo. Just bring the next best guy. The next best guy. That's all I need. That's it. You know, Andrade, Boo. It doesn't matter. Anybody, pay me. I'm just like,
you see what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have like a super like attractive personality, and then his like
his
people don't like how he fight.
Either.
Yeah, like because think about it, bro. We watched the Boo Boo fight before. We like, we might just turn this off. We know Boo Boo gonna work this dude for 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like we knew he wasn't gonna turn on, and we thought the same thing last fight, and then he got him out of there in 2 rounds. So it's like you gotta just appreciate Boo Boo.
Because as a Boo Boo fan, we're used to that. Like what he did the last fight, he usually doesn't do that. He'll toy with him. He'll knock him down, and after he sees he's that much better, he just toys with him for 8 rounds. So
exactly. So it's just like I get how you can not want. It's like kind of being like not like in DC, like, but DC's a beast. You feel me? Like you watch DC fight, you're like, this dude is really, really skilled. He's high level wrestler. He actually knows what to do. But it's like if you watch a DC fight, you're like, boo, get this guy out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like not appealing to the eye. But I'm like, I didn't have no problem with DC's fights. You know what I'm saying? Because I just like, I can appreciate the art, but a lot of people just want to see the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he doesn't like, you know what I'm trying to say.
And I'll say this too, when it comes to the Canelo thing, like moving up in weight, the reason why Canelo's had a lot of success is people don't realize that when you are the name, when you are the money, and you move up in weight, I'm never saying Canelo's a cherry picker because Bivol is one of the hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys. I was a fan of Bivol. Lost Ones, no, I've been following Bivol from. I know how good Bivol was. You know what I'm saying? The guys coming up always say it's in the light heavyweight division when it comes to overseas. It was Buatsi, Yard, and Bivol. It was like these are the guys to watch when it comes to light heavyweight division. Bivol ended up being the most standout person out of all of them, right? So it's like I know how good Bivol is. So but when you are the breadwinner, when you are the money maker, you can choose as you please and go as you go and make sure the contracts look right. That doesn't mean you pick easier fights, but you can make it make sense to when, hey, I want to move up to 168, right? I want to move up to when I'm at 160. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because remember, I'm like, it's not like Canelo was a natural like middleweight. You know what I'm saying? He fought at 154. You know what I'm saying? He was a light middleweight at one point. Shit, he fought Floyd at one point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's when he's 23 years old. You guys,
And that was a catch weight. You know what I'm saying?
as you
So it's
get
like
older, yes. But as you get older, you know your body's going, you know, especially
that's
if you have
true.
that
But
certain type of build.
in boxing, it's not MMA. So even as you get older, it's very rare a boxer moves up in so many weight classes. It's a lot of times it's, you know, I'm in this weight class and then I may move up one. Look at Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner hasn't hopped a million weight classes. It's very hard to do that in boxing.
But at the same time, but Canelo probably has a genetic build for him to be able to do so as well. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he's just that skilled as well.
Yeah.
You know
and he's
what I'm saying?
disciplined. Like, don't act like discipline isn't a very good factor.
But there's a lot of disciplined fighters, but also it comes down to also being the breadwinner and being able to call those shots and get the money you made and it being worth the risk. Like a guy like Boo Boo, it's like, what is my risk and reward of moving up to 168? I'm a champion at 160. I get paid as a champion. If I move up to 168, whoever is the big man in charge, I don't have enough clout behind my name to move up and demand a title shot and get paid. Because that's what it comes down to. Like, people don't put in the perspective of some of these guys stay at this weight and are champions and keep the belts because of this is what I'm getting paid. If I move up, my clout isn't the same. I now have to fight X, Y, and Z, and then the boxing, the politics can play, and now I don't get the fight that I want. And I just lost out at all this money that I could have made where I'm Demetrius Andrade. I'm 160. I've been a fucking champion since I was 28. Now I'm 33. Facts, Wes. I see you down there. We're going to get there. He did. He shocked both of us last fight. Canelo is concrete. It's going to take something real to take him down. Hey, I agree with that. But at the same time, Triple G was still his hardest fight. Y'all want to keep doubting Triple G. Y'all saw what he did against Murata. Everyone didn't think he was going to do against Triple G. By the way, well, not one, but you know, one of the fighters you like a lot, Zien, Triple G. You seen what he did against Murata when a lot of people doubted him. He looks fucking great.
Ninth round TKO.
And people are trying to doubt that performance. West says, speaking of Canelo, why are we getting Triple G versus Nella? That's crazy because I didn't even see that comment. And why are we getting Triple G versus Nella 3? What weight class will be out? Can't see Nella going back to 160. Shouldn't Triple G retire or fight another chap at 160? That is a beautiful comment because it's very specific. That's the biggest question when it comes to Triple G versus Canelo 3. What weight class is it going to be at? Why would Triple G say, hey, I'm finna just move up to 168? That doesn't make any sense. Triple G has the belts at 160. Why would Canelo say, hey, I'm going down to 160? He doesn't have any plans of continuing to fight at 160 after he fights Triple G. Like, what would he do with those belts? So it doesn't make any sense. But it makes money. So if it makes money, it makes sense. They're going to figure something out. It's going to either come down to a catch weight. It's probably going to maybe come down to something where the belts aren't even on the line. Because let's be real. Triple G versus Canelo, no matter who wins or loses, everybody wins. Does that make sense? There's still money to be made after. So let's say in a crazy fantasy world, we're not living in reality. We know who wins, right? Let's say Canelo beats Triple G. Okay. And it goes decision, and it's a split decision. Who loses in that fight? Nobody, because guess what? Triple G goes off of, and he can still ride in the sunset and say, hey, I give him a much tougher fight than you guys thought. I'm 40 years old. Now what I can do, I can continue to fight at 160, fight some other guys, end on a fairy tale, maybe win 3 fights in a row before I retire with the belts, right into the sunset, right? And then Canelo, I got Triple G on my task, and he continued to ride into his legacy. So that's why I'm like, it's probably going to be a catch weight. I don't see them doing it at 160 or 168. Let's do it at 164 or 165. Nothing on the line other than legacy. And if Triple G beats Canelo, well, shit, there's probably going to be a rematch clause. And now we know who Canelo's going to fight in December. Because if he does beat
Fact.
Triple G, all y'all want to try and speculate and think he's gonna fight someone like Makabu or Andrade, and you get all these lies. But Canelo's gonna be fighting John Ryder in December if he beats Triple G. I'm telling y'all that now. And I'm gonna keep saying it until I'm right. God damn it. Eddie Hearn said it himself though. Greatest comment. Yeah, it's gonna be. That's all it's gonna be for, because that's the biggest money fight right now. Everyone's trying to, like. That's what I don't get sometimes when it comes to boxing fans. They'll be like, why is this fight being made? I'm like, you know how much money's behind it? You think Canelo versus David Benavidez generates more money than
No.
Canelo Triple G3?
Come on, man.
What
Triple
about
G,
Canelo versus Jamal Charlo? Does that generate more money than Canelo
no
Triple G3?
money besides maybe Canelo versus
Who?
Andre Ward will make more money.
A retired person, literally the biggest fight on the planet, the Canelo versus Floyd, like the biggest fight, the AJ versus I guess you could say Deontay Wilder, or Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Like the biggest fight right now is Canelo versus Triple G when it comes to that weight class. When it comes to tickets being sold, people being interested, and people want to watch it.
And then the next one is
That's what it
Spence
is.
and Crawford.
Boom. Yeah, beautiful. Spence and Crawford. Then after that, it'd probably be maybe somebody in the lightweight division, maybe like Javante, but none of them
It'd be
have really
Wilder
solidified
versus
themselves.
AJ for real. People sleep
Yeah,
on
it
that.
would be Wilder.
That
Like
happened.
the biggest thing, the biggest fight that you can make right now is Wilder Tyson Fury 4.
Big facts.
Because in my opinion, you know what Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3 did? It really shows that boxing fans really don't care about records.
Nah,
like in the grand screens of things, we don't care if a nigga lost 3 times to the same person. If that shit is exciting, and we got to build up where Tyson Fury's calling him a dosser, and then Deontay Wilder's over there, he got the headphones on. I just got a new trainer, Malik Scott. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. Think about all that build up, the backstory. That's the biggest fight right now. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 4. And he's paying for it. Tyson Fury's paying for it. No one cares about Dillian White Tyson Fury fight.
That's easy work, bro. You might as well go put the house on Fury.
But I don't even think even if you think it's easy work or even think it's competitive, who cares? It's getting lost between everything else. And it's a heavyweight fight. Oswald said Triple G's too nasty. We'll never forget that 3rd round uppercut Brooke gave him, but Triple G was just a beast. Yeah, it ended up destroying Brooke. Triple G is one of those guys, when he gets hit with certain punches, I'd be like, man, he's hurt. And that nigga just keep coming forward.
He walked right through him. He always does the same thing. He goes,
yeah, he just he'll like adjust himself in a weird ass way, and he just comes forward.
Right
like,
forward. I'm like, this dude is a tank, boy.
Our West said Wilder versus AJ is still the biggest.
I'm telling you, bro, it will be a big fight still, man. Like I know you're saying Fury, and it will still be Fury 4, in my opinion, just because people still want to think, people a little hope that like Wilder can get that nigga up out of there, but AJ will still be.
I just think Deontay Wilder also is still the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division. That's
Easy.
it, and they got history. I'm like, who? Like, nigga, let's see. But maybe I'm being over the top. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, my bad.
But I'm just saying that, really don't sleep on that Wilder AJ fight. That would do big numbers, bro. Just because they both lost.
Even if AJ loses to Usyk again,
it still be big. Just because it will show. Because everybody still thinks that AJ still is the, I don't want to say he's a harder puncher than Wilder, but people always were saying like, no, you don't want to go against AJ's power like we did.
But when did you say that's kind of out the window now?
I mean, you talking to me? I'm talking about UK fans. UK fans is way different from us. So I'm like, you got to remember about how big he is over there.
Do you think the UK fans still riding with AJ? Like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. All right. You see Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker supposedly in the works. Canelo versus Mayweather to make bigger money.
Don't do that, Joseph.
That's Parker. Now, Joseph Estrada.
Don't do that, Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker just wants to go to retirement, man.
Well, I think Joseph Parker knows he has to make a big move quick. Also, when Wilder versus AJ, even if they have losses in Vegas, will make millions. All right, I'm not going to dispute it. I'm like, everybody's telling me I'm wrong when it comes to this joint. AJ versus Wilder got way bigger history. They do, but nothing, in my opinion, that's direct. But I see it. I'm like, I'm the wrong one here. I'm being 100 with you. I'm like, I don't see the hype in it like that. But y'all telling me something else. We wanted that for years. All right. I never, for some reason, man, I never was that hyped about seeing Wilder versus AJ. Something about it just wasn't.
Because you just know Wilder really gonna put that man to bed. That's what it was. Let's be real, because you knew Fury's skill was at a different level and people didn't know about it because he fell off when he finally stepped into the light. So you was the only one that kind of knew about Fury. Like, but I used to tell before they fought, Zeno was like, who the fuck is this Fury guy? I'm like, bro, what do you mean who's Fury? Like, but you get what I'm saying? I get it now, because like he never had a fight in the States before, and he was only, you feel me, over there. So I'm like, nobody
That's
would
really
know
the
who
biggest
Fury
thing.
was.
I'm like, we ever get AJ versus Wilder, he's gonna have to fight overseas, and that's if Wilder comes back. But all right, I was wrong, y'all. All right, everybody is agreeing. That's the fight everybody still wants to see. I don't care for that fight. I think I think, man, I'd rather see Wilder face Big Baby Miller. I would rather see that. And I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, man, what are you talking about? I gotta give Big Baby Miller something. Canelo versus Charlo, man, like, I don't mind that fight, but I just think that's overhyped. I think that's a lot of that is Jamal Charlo fans, but I just don't think Jamal Charlo is at the level where he's. If people are trying to tell Andrade to shut up and put respect on Canelo's name, then you got to tell Charlo the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. So that's just how I feel. By the way, I never asked you this in this particular case. How do you feel about Big Baby coming back? Zen, because it's been a while since we've said anything about Big Baby Gerald Miller. Y'all go check out the videos I dropped about him. He's lost everything. This is his words. This isn't mine. So, what do you think about that?
It's just he's gonna have to get the respect of people back. And when I say that, he's gonna have to be in shape. He's gonna have to be disciplined, and he's gonna have to show that he's not a joke. Because I'm like, you can't get popped multiple times and then not come back and be something.
I'm not joking. I'm being damn serious, Wes. As well as Lost One, because I see a lot of people have some choice words for Big Baby. He's coming
like
back.
Big Baby.
So I'm gonna fill y'all in. This is
But I'm saying though,
for some
if he
reason,
comes
my mama
back,
calling me right now, which is weird and it's late. But go ahead.
He's not late over here though. But I'm just saying, like, you got to remember, bro, he was never really just like a knockout artist. Like, he just put a lot of punches together for his size. You know what I mean? So it's like, if he doesn't come back looking better or even somewhat near what he was,
and not that well known either. He didn't have a lot of fans. Like, he was at a very cliche, when it,
but that's what I'm saying. So when he got to that pinnacle about the fight in AJ and he fucked it over, he has to, if he doesn't come back to what he was actually almost about to do, nobody's really gonna care about him because they're gonna just think like, okay, you was only good because of those PEDs.
But remember, that's not the ultimate downfall. Remember, Eddie Hearn dropped him, and then Bob Ehrman, Top Rank, re-signed him, and he got popped again. And that's what ultimately happened for his 1.5, 2-year suspension. Excuse me. That's ultimately was what the case was.
Now, see, I would watch that fight, Lost One. That's a good fight to watch. That's something that would be a good fight.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like we can all say, you know what I'm saying, I don't know about Big Baby and he has to do all this type of stuff. Let's not act like if we don't put him against the right person, we ain't finna watch Big Baby. He's still a name. By the way, you said, hey, he's gonna have to find his way back in his good graces. Y'all go ahead, by the way, check that video out. I'm not promoting. I'm just saying, check the video out where Tyson Fury apparently dropped Jared, coincidentally, Big Baby Anderson, the up-and-comer, 23, 22, 21 years old, 21, 22, something, young gun, heavyweight. He's a beast. Gonna be on that undercard. Gonna be watching it. He's really good. But he dropped him as a sparring partner. And who did he bring in? Take a wild guess, Zen.
I forgot this dude's name.
It starts with a B. Well, that's his nickname. At least starts with a B. Double B, Big Baby. God damn it! I don't know if you messing with me. We just talk about him.
Nah, you said who did he bring in?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Tyson Fury.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He dropped Jared Big Baby Anderson, young gun, 22-year-old heavyweight. He might be 21, but he's good. Probably going to be the future of the heavyweight boxing. But he dropped him, who was his previous sparring partner for the last 2 Deontay Wilder fights, and he brought in Big Baby Miller as his sparring partner to replicate Dillian White. Now, I don't know what that tells you, but I'm thinking, okay, Big Baby Miller, he was signed by Bob Arum, Top Rank. Currently, Tyson Fury's with Bob Arum, Top Rank. Maybe it might not be Bob, but I'm thinking Frank Warren. Frank Warren would, I'm pretty sure, would love a chance at Dillian White because Frank Warren also has Fury. I'm just saying, I don't think he's gonna have a problem find his way back into the boxing game because the heavyweight division is slim when it comes to well-known American boxers. And there may not be any American promotions that want to take him on, but I see some overseas promotions that can utilize that. Am I tripping? Am I just living in a fantasy world seeing these type of things?
I just think you like Big Baby so much that you just think it's so you think of like the best case scenario for him.
So you think we can't take anything from him being replacing a young gun in Jared Anderson as Tyson Fury's sparring partner? You don't think there's anything? There's nothing to it. There's nothing like, hey, Tyson Fury's over here like this is me, bringing you back into the good graces of the boxing world and saying, hey, I approve, so everyone else should. You don't think that's like a hey, this is a public acceptance. If I can approve and allow him to come back into my camp, good graces, what he's done, then I don't think anyone else should judge him that way.
You got to remember though, Tyson Fury is an unorthodox individual in himself. Okay, so it's not like he's like a go with the book type of person. So it's like he's always, and he's smart. You know what I mean? Like he's not stupid. And he's like, I need a guy like Big Baby because that's the only thing that can emulate a guy like Dillian White. Okay. So like you got to look at what he's doing at the same time. You feel me? Because Big Baby's agile for the size he is, and so is Dillian White. So he's like, okay, I brought me Big Baby so I can kind of get the simulation of a guy that's going to move and try to maybe get in the inside, fight a little dirty, do, and I got to figure out how to keep maintaining my distance and, you feel me, keeping my footwork, keeping everything sharp to where he can't, attack my body. Because Dillian White from Deontay Wilder, it's not going to be something that he's just trying to implement in a new fight. You feel me? Like Wilder shouldn't even really try to have gone to the body too much like that, just because it's just like that's not your thing. You know what I'm saying? No, but versus Dillian White, that's his thing. So it's like that's why he wants Big Baby to come and emulate that. The other dude just was too young, and like he knows Big Baby has been in the game, he's been around dogs. You feel me? He sparred against certain types of people, so that's why, in my opinion, he did that. That doesn't equate that Big Baby's gonna just soar through the ranks, though.
And I would say, y'all hear that? I got some crazy weather out where I'm at. Could you hear that? Could you hear the thunder?
I thought it was your mic.
No, that's thunder outside. That's weather. I want to say great point to actually R West and Zen. Zen, that was a great point when it came to the fighting style, the boxing style, stylistically. Dillian White will be able to replicate, or what's another word that's good for it? Imitate the style of Dillian White much better than Jared Anderson. Because if you watch how Jared Anderson fights, and I'm not saying Jared Anderson can't do what Dillian White does, but he's naturally a longer fighter in the sense he fights like, hey, I'm gonna keep you on the outside and you're gonna be, you're gonna be able to get hit by the end of these punches. He's a very good inside fighter as well, but that's not his strength. So he was able to replicate someone like Deontay Wilder very good. Big Baby Miller, on the other hand, he can, imitate Dillian White very good. Big Baby Miller, for the majority of all his fights, he fights on the inside, right? Where's Dillian White strongest at? He's strongest on the inside. Now, obviously, he doesn't have the same volume as Big Baby, but his strongest punches coming from him being very close to his opponent when we're talking about that left hook or the body snatcher, that left hook to the liver. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, great point. Absolutely. Big Baby Miller would be able to imitate Dillian White much better. So that's a big play when it comes to it. I just think it is interesting because you can get other guys, but it is interesting as soon as he went, to the commission, and they were like, hey, we're going to go ahead because they did grant him and they decided to shorten his suspension. So he's going to be available by this summer. So don't be surprised if you see Big Baby Miller back by the end of this 2022. He might even have 2 fights. But it is interesting that right when that happened, you see him be brought in by Tyson Fury. Now, I do want to address what R. West said. That's going to be a topic people are going to talk about too, because if you want to talk about anybody who believes in second chances, it's Tyson Fury, goddammit. And we know Tyson Fury's been popped, right? We also know he had to deal with the suicide thing. All these different type of things, right? And it always came back to, hey, a second chance when it came to Tyson Fury. So I absolutely believe that even though we may look at it as a stylistic approach, yeah, you are a better way to imitate and mimic what Dillian White does, I also believe it's another thing is Tyson Fury saying, hey, I'm where I'm at now because I got a second chance, third chance, fourth chance. You do the same thing for Big Baby. But that's me. That part's pure speculation. Go ahead.
Disclaimer: Wilder's never been popped for nothing. Let's continue.
Yeah, absolutely not. Neither has AJ. Should. If you want to go there with it.
I'm
AJ,
just saying, you
JoJo,
feel me? Like everybody wants to come at Wilder saying he's weak because he lost to Fury, and I'm just thinking like, man.
But being popped, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't. I'm one of those guys. I take that with a grain of salt.
What, being popped?
Yeah, I do.
Well, if that's the case, that means you have to look at John Jones in a different light.
I do. I think I said last night, Fluence Lounge, Saturday night.
You see, he was the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I said my Mount Rushmore is John Jones, number one. Then I said GSP. And then I said Anderson Silva. And then fourth was Mighty. And then fifth was Fedor. And then sixth could be Khabib. So I'm like, even with all that shit. So I'm like, I take that with a grain of salt. I know a lot of people, they're like, that's cheating. It's not fair. If you haven't been in sports and you don't know what sports is, I'm like, you can't even imagine what the fuck is going on at the high level and the money flowing. Like, it's hard for me to believe. You know what I'm saying? Look, what is performance enhancing drugs? How do you clarify it? You know what I'm saying? That could be a whole different, topic and conversation.
Because it's crazy because in some places they say weed is a high performing drug. But I tell you now, if I was off some weed, I would be the worst basketball player you ever see.
But for some people, that's not how it affects them. Some people, it helps them. Just like some people prefer to eat before they do a workout or something like that. Like, I need to eat.
Bro,
for me, I can't do that if I want to be at my fullest.
I've seen somebody literally slap a whole burger full with some fries and go out and really go get 30. I said, how the hell can you do that, bro? He's like, I need some energy before I play. I'm like, bro, if I'd have did that, I'd have been nauseous. I'd have had a headache. I'd have been probably throw up.
Tummy hurting. I'm like, nigga, my energy before is some water. You know what I'm saying? I see people, you know what I'm saying? I remember at one point, I used to do pre-workout, but I see people do, you know what I'm saying? All different things. Like, I can't do it because I'm like, so it's like, there's certain things that work for others that don't. But it all depends on what you want to categorize it at. Because just because you don't do it and you saying, hey, that's an enhancer, what about something you do, someone else does, and they can say it? That's how smallly detailed these things can be. Now, I know some people are going to come at me and say, we're not talking about caffeine. We're not talking about somebody taking a digestive pill. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about actual, SARMs. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about actual performance enhancing drugs. Performance enhancing is what you make it. Because don't come to me and think I don't know about all that, the different drugs and all that. Like, I don't know it to a specific, but I have an idea. Trust me, and you'd be surprised. Real quick, last one said I just went away coming back on Tyson taking Baby as a sparring partner. His dimensions are really similar to White, but White just knows he's way craftier in the ring than people give him. I agree with you all the way to the point of saying White is more craftier than Big Baby. I will always be a Big Baby fan. Ain't no way. That was a fight I wanted to see. Big Baby or Dillian White. I think Big Baby beats Dillian White. Pathetic caught him, but White came right back. I say this now, unpopular as it may be. I got to roll with Dillian after the amount of fuckery he's been given. I'm rocking with. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big Dillian White fan too. I'm rocking with Dillian White.
Stand him.
Yeah,
can't stand him.
Zen hates him. He thinks he's a terrible boxer, but I'm actually a big fan of Dillian White. I'm a bigger fan of Big Baby. You guys will see this a lot of me. I'd be like, I'm a fan of this, but I'm a bigger fan of this one. So I'm like, we're talking about the two in equality, or you know what I'm saying, contingency, whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't know if I'm saying the words right, but I'm gonna roll with Big Baby. But since we're talking about Fury and Dillian White, I'm rolling with Dillian White all day. I think Dillian White's gonna get close enough to catch him with that counter left hook. You know what I'm saying?
For who? Versus who?
Dillian White and Tyson Fury. I think Dillian White's
gonna hit him with that. Gonna lose? Oh, you crazy?
Yeah, he's gonna hit him with that left hook. Late. He's just gonna get in close. Tyson Fury, he's gonna get comfortable. He's gonna think he's really dominating, and Dillian White's just like back, and Fury's gonna be like, we go back. That's how it's gonna go, man. I'm telling you.
I don't see it.
That's how I believe deep down in my soul. I'm not even capping.
I'm trying to Google right now Dillian White's record.
He has 3 losses. Parker, Anthony Joshua, Povetkin. Or, as a lot of people used to correct me, Povetkin. I remember that. Some people, and I don't blame them, because if somebody was saying my name wrong, I guess I'd correct them. They would used to get on me. I'd be like, Povetkin. They said, it's Povetkin.
He's only lost to Joshua and Alexander.
Povetkin and Joseph Parker. Oh no, he beat Parker, didn't he?
Yeah, he knocked him out. No, he didn't knock him out.
No,
But
he
he
didn't knock
like he
him out. He
worked him.
won.
He
Yeah,
knocked him
that's right.
down.
That's
Though.
right. So he only lost to Parker and Povetkin.
He knocked out Shashura.
Yes, sir.
He's
Chizzy.
weak. He's weak.
You can say that all you want. White is not weak. White is a beast.
What fight was
Another
it? I'm
kickboxer.
gonna tell you right now what fight that showed me. Oh, okay. When he found Malcolm 10, that was one of the weakest fights I've ever seen in life.
But that's okay. Sometimes you don't always come and perform. Sometimes it has to do with who you fighting against. Sometimes you match the levels. You know what I'm saying? Terrible. Hey, Osman said he has a better sheet than Wilder. I'll say it's close. I'll say it's very close. I do actually agree. I think White is a small step ahead when it comes to who he's fought.
To Wilder's defense, who the fuck wanted to fight him?
But also to Wilder's defense, he was with PBC. So PBC uses the same approach that he uses with, his welterweights because they want to be the UFC of boxing. But I don't think Wilder would have shied away from fighting anybody. Guys, you know what I'm saying, on the overseas side of the game.
Come on, man. Don't do that.
He lost to Povetkin too.
Come on, don't do that last one. You crazy. Because I haven't seen nobody from the UK challenge Luis Ortiz yet. I ain't seen not one soul. Not one soul.
Martin's the first person that said, I want Ortiz.
And got worked.
To him. That nigga
got worked.
And when he got hit, he said, hey, that's illegal. It was like, damn, this nigga didn't even remember he was in the fight.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody from the UK has ever challenged Ortiz. And Wilder knocked that man out twice. I don't care what nobody, like Wilder said, if he's so old and it's so easy work, then go whoop his old ass.
That's what I'm saying. Work. Real quick, Uga's his style in his fundamental game, it reminds me a lot of Ortiz at heavyweight. Uga just lacks the knockout power.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm very interested to see how the Spence and Uga's fights goes, because if Spence decides to get a little bit sloppy in the later rounds, he's going to pay for it. Because Uga's, he might have a weird style or it looks weird to the eye, but he's never out of position. He's never fundamentally doing something that's putting him in a situation where he can't possibly capitalize off of. Even if that means taking a hit to be in the right position so he can return it. That's why I'm like, it's going to be interesting. But also stylistically, it's the type of fight where Ugas may do really, really good, but the judges will still give it to Spence. Osman said, name one person who got worked by Ortiz. I rate Ortiz as a person, but he ain't fought. No one. We just talk about it. Charles Martin got his ass now. Out.
And he worked, what's his name? Malik Scott. Worked that man.
Yeah, Malik Scott ran from the whole entire time. And then he, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it. Alexander Flores got hit with that body shot. He was out. I know we just saying names right now, but I'm telling you, man.
But you got to remember, nobody's called him out, though. You can't say that. Name one person that he's
like a big thing about that is he's put it Martin with a question mark. Hey, AJ fought Charles Martin, and y'all bring him in his resume, so chill. He said Malik Scott. I know Malik Scott isn't the greatest thing to say right now, but we're talking about Pat fight. Look, Ortiz, you know what? You saying all this? I don't even remember everybody Ortiz fought. Let me bring this shit up. Maybe that's what we missing right here.
But at the same time, though, like, nobody's ever called out Ortiz, though. Nobody, bro. But until Wilder
Ortiz, go ahead, my bad. I'm sorry. Ortiz.
I'm just saying, bro. You can't blame somebody for somebody not trying to call out your work. You get what I'm saying? That's like somebody on the block that's got hands, but nobody's ever called him out and be like, man, he ain't fought nobody worth. It's like, who's then challenged them? You feel me? Like after Kimbo started knocking people out, nobody
crazy on us. What we got here, man? So Charles Martin, TKO, and that was nasty. Look at him. He had the belt. Y'all want to talk about AJ? AJ beat him. Flores, you heard? KO.
That was like,
yeah, he lost to Wilder. He Hammer, solid opponent right there. Kaufman, solid opponent. Hold on. Kahanu.
Oh, he worked that man so crazy. I watched that live. I said, oh my God.
Allen. Scott. Look, this is really when it matters right here. Brian Jennings. A lot of y'all want to say, oh, y'all what? Brian Jennings, when he fought and beat Brian Jennings, this is when everybody thought Brian Jennings was going to be the next best thing at heavyweight. because this nigga came off that Klitschko loss. I remember Brian Jennings. We're gonna go to it right now. I remember Brian Jennings. Y'all gonna say Brian Jennings ain't shit. See, he came off that Klitschko loss. Everyone thought he was going to beat Klitschko, and he went unanimous. He went 12 rounds with Klitschko when he was the man, and then he fought Ortiz. Because I remember I was a fan of Brian Jennings after this, and then he fought Ortiz and got knocked out. I was like, who the hell is Ortiz? Everyone was on Brian Jennings after this. So don't come at me saying
that Ortiz ain't fought nobody. And go to that comment right there, boy. We got some comments. Go ahead and hit them comments.
He got the Will Smith. Oh, my bad, y'all. I was trying to remove this from the oh. There we go.
He got the Will Smith. That's funny.
Before the Will Smith fight. Being out the ring 60 months, I wonder how long Smith is going to let this fight go. You think it's that easy where he's just going to control the pace? This is when he was talking all that shit. Last one, I know he was on it. Say no more. He said AJ tried to get a fight with Ortiz, was going to give him like $5 million, but he chose to fight Wilder and got KO'd for nothing. Last one. Look, the only reason why he chose to fight Wilder was because he had no choice. He's under the same promotional company as Wilder. So Al Heyman is going to say, am I going to let you go over and fight AJ and possibly build a fighter that's not under my promotion? Or I'm going to allow you to fight Wilder
and build up my own fighter.
Not $5 million, but I'll pay you $1 million. And if you win, we have a rematch clause where you get $5 million or $10 million. Or if you lose, you build my fighter, and I promise you, you're going to have longevity when it comes to our roster. You don't have a choice when you're Ortiz. You don't get an option to fight. This is what it comes back to the Canelo thing, where I said some people are big enough and have enough money behind them where they can say, I want to fight this guy, and he's on a different promotional company, and the promotion is willing to split the profit. But if you're not that guy, guess what? Hey, I know you want to fight AJ. They say they want to offer you $5 million. You get paid $5 million, but we don't get paid $5 million. We take home half of what we'll take home if you fight Wilder. So guess what? You're going to get paid $1 million, and we're going to take home the full profit of ticket sales and pay-per-view buys when you fight Wilder. It's not Ortiz's fault. Last one said there's an amazing story about Ortiz. Last one always brings us up too. He told a doctor to cut his fingers off when his daughter was born. Absolutely. That's why we always respect. And I know you respect him. I know you do, last one. I know you do.
But don't disrespect his resume because nobody's called that man out. Think about when he did that to Brian Jennings. What heavyweight's going to want to go fight that? Come on, man.
People don't understand how much clout was behind Brian Jennings after that Klitschko fight. He was an undefeated American heavyweight. An American heavyweight has not been talked about in a long time. Brian Jennings was one of those guys who was getting a little bit of clout. He fought Klitschko. He didn't get knocked out. Went 12 rounds. Some people said it was a tough fight. He had all the makings to be the next big thing when it came to America's heavyweight. When Ortiz just came out and knocked him out as a Cuban, I'm telling you right now, niggas was like, shelf him. He ruined a lot of money in the PBC world. That's why Jennings ain't with PBC to this day. He ruined a lot of money.
How you gonna say that you think Usyk gonna work AJ and then Ortiz wouldn't work AJ with more power? Come on now, man. And he's a southpaw just like Usyk. What is you talking about now, Lost One? I know you got a lot of boxing knowledge, but you sounding crazy right now, man. You sounding real crazy, man. Because at the end of the day, Ortiz wouldn't have no L's on his record if he didn't fight Wilder. And this is a fact.
I actually think Ortiz beats AJ.
Yeah,
I think the only reason why there was a rumor of AJ and Ortiz fighting and there being an offer. This is me going into I don't got my hat around me, but I'm putting on the business hat. You don't think PBC had Luis Ortiz and Wilder already in the works? You don't think Eddie Hearn saw this as an opportunity where he was like, everyone's talking about AJ versus Wilder. Let me throw something out there to keep AJ's name in the media and the possibility of Wilder's name to be slandered. We know how this game works, guys. Come on. There was never a possibility of AJ versus Ortiz. Hey, we offered Ortiz $5 million. That's like I work with a company right now, right? I just told them, hey, yeah, I'm going to re-sign a contract with you for 2 more years, and I'm just with you. And then another job was competing, and they want me after the 2 years is over. They put out there in the press, hey, we just offered him 2 times what he's signed for with them, but he chose not to come with us. people would be like, "You're an idiot." What? Not knowing and reading the fine line and saying, I already signed with these guys. They didn't present this offer to me until after. I can't just, you know what I'm saying? Usyk isn't 50 years old. He's nowhere near close, but Ortiz is a goddamn dog. Usyk could be trained with the same trainer as Loma. Usyk is golden. I'm not disputing Usyk being golden. Go ahead. I think you have something you want to say, Zen.
I'm just saying, bro, he's crazy right now. Like the power is so. Is Ortiz not more powerful than Usyk, bro? It's about the skill with the power.
Who's a
Ortiz
natural
has
heavyweight?
both.
Who's a natural heavyweight?
That's. I'm just like, don't make it seem like Ortiz didn't have Wilder buzzed up, and you know what I'm saying. He ain't knocking dudes out left and right. Like he giving dudes real work, and he has skill.
And I'm just saying, everyone's like. And by the way, I appreciate you, Lost One, right now. I love the back and forth. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Keep bringing it. But I think it's interesting how people want to knock Ortiz for losing against Wilder, but we praise Fury for beating Wilder, right? So how good is Wilder, right? On one hand, we say Wilder isn't that good. Look at his resume. Ortiz, you didn't beat anybody like that. You lost to Wilder. But on the other hand, we praise Fury for being the best heavyweight because his best win on his motherfucking resume is Wilder. Someone's going to say, oh, it's Klitschko. Come on now. Ain't nobody going to be finna saying, hey, yo, Fury's the top heavyweight because he beat Klitschko. Ain't no one saying that.
Nobody even wants to go rewatch that fight. That fight was so weak. My God,
so it was 100. I'd have loved to see AJ versus Ortiz. I was a big AJ fan. I'm a big AJ fan as well. But I'm a big Ortiz fan as well. I think I just think a lot of these Cuban guys get very underestimated. And it hurts my soul. Maybe part of this is because I used to train with a Cuban dude. But I don't know what it is. It's just, even with Ugas, like I see, like that comment where someone literally told me, hey, Ugas doesn't fight as a Cuban style. He fights in a Mexican style. I was like, it hurt my soul because I'm just like, Jesus Christ, if you was around these guys as a trainer and you said something like this, do you know what would happen to you? And it's like, you don't understand. If you don't know, don't speak on it. I'm not saying this shit is my opinion, kind of like what you were saying about the basketball thing. Remember you were saying, it's like, I'm like, no,
I'm
nigga,
telling you this because
fact.
It's like, yeah, this is just how the game is. Like, I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to show you I'm smarter.
This is my
just
opinion. Like, Ugas fights a Cuban style. It's just a style you may not know about. It may look similar to another style, but if you don't understand the intricacies of it, be careful what you speak on, because it's the same thing as culture driven. If you don't understand the culture, if you're speaking on it, you most likely will be wrong. Last one said, look, I like Ortiz, but he's a drowning man. Give him 5 years and just be saying different. You know what? I'm going to be 100 with you. I actually was like, in 2 years, I actually thought the Wilder losses was going to ruin Ortiz. Because that nigga was 40 when he fought Wilder. And he's knocked everyone out since Wilder.
That's what I'm saying. He's a dog.
It's not like he's won a decision with the dudes he's fighting after Wilder. That's the thing people don't want to talk about either. This nigga is knocking them out. Like, it's not like he's like, hey, we're going to a decision. I'm looking old. Nah, like, bro, Flores literally got his purse withheld because the judges, they took it to court and said, we thought you faked the fight. And we know how much of a rigged sport boxing is. They said, nigga, you faked the fight. They asked him, why did you just stop fighting after that first body shot? They did not pay this nigga until like 3 months after the fight.
Disrespectful. And you know, because niggas need their bread.
Bro, because they said your reaction to how Ortiz hit you, it looked fake. We're talking boxing here. Ortiz ain't no joke, man. I agree. I like Ortiz, but young Ortiz, I'm the one that thinks he's 50 as well. Yeah, he's definitely 50. There ain't no way he's not 50. If he's not 50, he's at least 47, 48. He's pushing 50. Like, he
still giving niggas work. He on his George Foreman right now, boy.
But that comes down to, like, people don't understand that fundamental Cuban style because it's not around like it is still around. It's just everyone wants to associate the Cuban style with the Arislanda Laura. You know what I'm saying? You're jabbing, you're on your back foot. You got the head movement. You're looking all saucy. But there's a Cuban style, especially when it comes to the bigger boxers with power, that's very fundamentally based. That's hands up. We block everything and we follow through. Another guy, like I said, Dorticos is a great type of man. He's another beautiful example of the Cuban style. It's very similar to Luis Ortiz. Yeah, that's a great point. Ortiz did
I
shit.
said that, but my point is that Ortiz is not a bum. My whole point was he's giving all these dudes other work. Because at the end of the day, Wilder came and knocked his ass out both times. So it's like in the second fight, Wilder even adjusted to understand that, okay, I see what he's doing. I got to set him up and trap him. And Wilder did that. Go look at the fight. Flu know what I'm talking about.
And that's why it hurts me when like niggas say he didn't know how to box. He doesn't know the fundamentals. And it's a lot of people who just don't understand boxing because, or they're just, they don't want to see through it, or they're too emotional about it because Fury is the ultimate boxer when it comes to heavyweight.
Fact.
What he had to do to set up Luis Ortiz was something short of magnificent. And people just don't
got
see
hit
that.
and got his eyes was like this afterwards.
I'm like, people always want to see someone as a boxer when they criticize someone, especially they don't like, be like, everything has to be perfect hooked, perfect uppercut, like nothing has to look out of sort. That's not how it works, baby. Because at the end of the day, this is still art. So when it comes to art, you're going to understand the fundamentals of it, and you're going to understand, how do I create something? But my creation is going to be my creation. It's going to be something that you haven't seen before, but it's still within the frame of the particular art we are viewing and talking about. See what I'm saying? That's what makes me great. Damn, he's doing something I've seen before, but the way he's doing it is absolutely phenomenal. I actually haven't seen it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's hard for me, but so it's on people. A lot of people don't understand that because they never try to put themselves in a position to do something like that. So it's like, but the way I be seeing it, I'll be like, man, I'm like, the fundamentals and the understanding of boxing Deontay Wilder has is amazing. His power is amazing. But even with that being said, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You're always gonna meet your match. You're always gonna meet your match, no matter. That's why everything is getting slower now. You know what the big problem with Wilder? They fed him for like 20 fights, not knowing how good he was. See, the thing about that is I kind of disagree with that. The reason why I do disagree with that is because he was a bronze medalist. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's
if he wasn't a bronze medalist, I would say that's not the case. But I'm like, he didn't have an extensive amateur background, but he was Olympian. Any other boxer who had any type of Olympic medal or was in the Olympics, we would applaud them for that background. Deontay Wilder is the one guy that we don't. We say he's not fundamentally sound. How was that the case if he was a bronze medalist? He was an Olympian.
Hate 400 years.
If we look at the majority of fighters that we say is amazing and that we say is very good and etc., a lot of them, the first 15 fights ain't shit. A lot of them, the first 20 fights ain't shit. That's the way boxing goes. And like for us to act like that's not the case is crazy.
Speak
it's the product.
To him, Flu.
You know what I'm saying? It's a product, and we have to keep the product moving. There's a certain way you go about this. So I'm like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not saying some people have an easier route, some people have a harder route. That's not what I'm comparing. I'm just saying when it comes to a business like boxing that's been around for so long, nothing changes. There's no anomalies. And if there is one, it's once every 20, 30 years. If we're going to do this and you're going to be successful, you're going to make money and you're going to be at the top and people are going to be talking about you, you do A, B, C, D, all the way down to Z if you want to be there. There's no, hey, a C minus. There's no, hey, we're going to create a letter. No, nigga, there's A to Z. That's all we can follow, and that's all we are able to follow if we want to get to what we're talking about. That's how the sport is. There's a way to go about it. Lossman said, it's really cool. You got a bronze like fresh in the box and speaking to the man's power. I love his story. I just hate the business. Most of us do. And look, most of us, let's be honest, most of us hate the business to a lot of shit. Because a lot of times the business interferes with the passion, the love, and joy, all that type of things. But I'm like, one thing, you know what I'm saying, we know what the game lost when you OG. We don't want to get into criticizing the fighters over what the business forces the fighters to do. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
That would be like you working for a company and you know what your morals and what you down with. But you know what I'm saying? If you want to have a job the next day, maybe you got to do something. You don't want your family, you don't want your girl, you want your homie looking at you different because you did it. You want them niggas to be like, I get it. I'm like, that's not your choice. You working for, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same instance. That's why I be trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to build the mindset is for the Black Goose family when we look at, you know what I'm saying, the boxing real and just, you know what I'm saying, sports general. That's how a lot of sports is. It's, even, the utmost for combat sports because you kind of putting your life on the line. But it is what it is. You got anything to say, Zen? Zen? Look like you was about to.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I was gonna ask you how you doing. I'm like, I know it's getting later on that side of the game.
Yeah, as soon as you put the thing up, it's not too mad late, but this is a great time. Stop it. So I want to say, man,
Appreciate everybody hopping in the chat. Peace and positivity. You feel me? Enjoy the rest of your week. We might be back Wednesday. If not, you for sure gonna catch us Saturday. The Fluence Lounge. Go ahead, like, subscribe. Tell your family members. Tell everybody, man, if you want that good box, because we're coming unbiased in this joint. You already see how Flu does his boxing videos. You might not hear what he's saying because you're emotional at the time, but go back and watch it again. You're gonna see that you was emotional and he was saying the right thing. So at the end of the day, peace and positivity.
and if you was emotional, go ahead and drop them emotions in the comments. I actually enjoy hearing y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. I don't know why. I'm like, damn, this nigga really thought I was coming at his favorite fighter or something. And I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was just talking.
Oh God.
So I appreciate it. Appreciate you, R West. Appreciate you, Lost One. Appreciate you, Estrada up in this joint. I seen you, bro.
Ebony Sweet.
Yeah, man. Ebony Sweet. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all y'all, man. Black Goose TV family. We up in this thing. We plan to be back sooner rather than later, as always. And man, just look, if y'all going through something, just do your best to, you know what I'm saying, get through it. You know what I'm saying? Do your best to get through it. If you're going through something, do your best to get through it. Don't let it keep you down. Don't let it, you know what I'm saying, take you out of whatever you're trying to do. Just do your best to fight it and make sure at the end of the day you come out stronger than ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's always going to be a rinse and repeat. So much love to people. Anything you want to say lastly to the people there before we get up out of here?
Nah, I already said what I needed to say.
All right, we out.